And happy Sunday, everybody, and welcome to a Sunday edition of Woodbine Racing Live. Today's been kind of a wacky day, you know. Obviously, if you're just tuning in now, you see this beautiful blue sky in behind us, and you say, you know, what could be so weird, Elisa? Well, did we ever get a huge downpour of rain? And I'm talking about, you know, enough rain that it started to pool on the roads. Yep. We had thunder, we had lightning. I think Etobicoke got it the worst out of a lot of areas here in the GTA, and as a result, we were off of the turf on a really turf-heavy program.
Yeah, 7 turf races. That's the problem. When you roll the dice like that, you're going to get some scratches, and we have some scratches today, and they were a little bit late coming in, so you and I were pulling our hair out, trying to change picks, selections, replay, show stuff. Anyways, we got her done, and we're going to have a great day today. It's going to be a good day in which we have a stake race coming up as the Belay. That goes as race number 3 on the program. Very much looking forward to that. We're on the milestone watch too for a couple of trainers.
Absolutely. Mark Cassie sitting at 3,996 victories. Yeah. You know, he had a really busy day yesterday. And Norm McKnight at 997 wins as well.
Yeah, those are big milestones. I mean, to get to 1,000 is big. Mark's obviously going to get to 4,000. Now, Norm's easier to follow than Mark, because Mark's got horses everywhere. So I don't know if we have signs made or not, but
they better have signs at Saratoga, signs here,
Ellis
signs
Park.
exactly.
Because you don't know what's going to happen, so you got to keep on top of everything. And I don't know if that includes Tbred or not, because that's an equa-based stat too.
Well, see, that's kind of interesting. I've dealt with these milestones on some riders before, and then you have to kind of figure out what actually counts. Yeah. Like, do races, you know, that happen, say, in South Africa count, you know, and different types of events. So
I think the way that you cover yourself is by saying in North America.
Okay.
And then then you know for sure. I think for Norm, we're pretty safe in saying 997 is his total, but with Mark, it might be a bit more of a challenge.
Well, Mark had a good day yesterday here, especially. He had 2 nice winners on the program. They won with Casson, taking the first baby stake of the season, and also came back and he won the 9th race with Blitz for Ryan Munger. Yesterday was an interesting day too. Of course, we know the inside is the place to be, so we had 4 of 5 winners on the inside path. But as far as speeds and stalkers, is fairly even.
You know what might have been the performance of the day?
What?
Wasn't the last race. This Texas Holiday ran off the screen yesterday.
That's true.
He just kept, and that just wrapped up a 4-win day for Rafi, right? Yesterday.
Yeah, what a day for him. He won both the baby stakes, right? And then he won a couple of others on the program. He won for Dale DeRusso with a first-time starter, Dixie Law, and then he took the last race by a mile. But here's the first of 2 big stake scores yesterday for Rafi as he won with Casson. Now, Mark Cassie ends up going 1-2-3 here, and arguably with a little bit of better racing luck, this 3-horse might have got up.
Yeah, and I think the ride won the race with Casson too, because as I talked about with Rafi during the interview, you know, he kind of said to himself, the horse wants to go, I'm not going to fight, we'll go. Yeah. And he got to the front and then never looked back. And meanwhile, Jupiter has all kinds of traffic trouble and runs out of real estates.
He's still a nice horse though, but Cassie 1-2-3 in the stake, and then in the My Dear, the stake for the 2-year-old fillies, this one was a real performance for Border Czar. Barb Mitchell owns the horse. She bought the horse down in the States last season, and another closing kick from this one.
I can't believe the price you got on your horse too. $15 on this one too, who ran so well first time out. I think a lot of people were kind of thrown off by the slow number the horse got, but remember, that's an off-the-pace horse. So, and yet again, in the final time comparison, as we said, the Victoria was far faster than the My Dear, but still, Border Czar is a very, very nice prospect. I thought Abdul ran very well in that race.
To close to finish second, because both the Cassie horses didn't break that well, and they're both big, long horses, right? But a nice closing kick from Abdul. And I think Barb also, when we were walking back, we were just talking a little bit about what happens next. And like she said, the beauty of it all is this is not a speed horse. You know, this is a horse that doesn't need to go guns a-blazing out on the front end. You know, but we knew we were going to have speed in that race thanks to the shipper from the States, because like you said.
That's why I picked, and then just ran out of steam, and that was my concern going. And you know what, hindsight being what it is, that shipper went off as the favorite too, so probably not a great bet at that low of a price, but you got a great number in your horse. So, and the Barb continues, the Barb Mitchell train continues to rock and roll here.
Yeah,
you know?
like she had a winner on the Friday program, she had a win yesterday on the card and the stake, and that's all her money because she owns the horse as well. Now this morning, before the rain came, it was really, really thick. The air is very thick this morning, and thank goodness for that rain because it actually took the humidity away for a while. But Ernie listed the the track as 3.5 out of 5. And there's an interesting stat for you. The outside being the better place for the workers today.
And poor Ernie, he put the best wager in race 11. That race is now falling apart.
Changed,
but that's a bit of a shame now. But still some pretty good looking older horses going in the starting gate for that one. And Revelers Row, that'll be the final work for her prior to the Oaks next weekend. And speaking of horses that had great performances yesterday, Katerina Vasilieva, she had a very nice performance with Workout Affair, who changed tactics on yesterday's card of racing.
Yep, came from off of the pace to win and paid $18.30. Yep. The other thing, just to touch on quickly, was the early double from Zero Ford. I mean, that early double, if you got it, with the 2 Zero Ford runners, returned $728.
Can I tell a bit of a funny story with you in the double?
No, because it was the heat, Jeff. I came in, I said, did that double pay $15,000?
I'm like,
that's the pool.
It made me laugh.
Just one of those days, buddy. Even I know that, but I mean, that heat yesterday was insane. And, you know, we're here in a studio that has air conditioning.
But since the rain, it has cooled off a little bit. It has.
It's a little bit of a blessing.
And, you know, from a timing point of view, they were still able to squeeze in turf train this morning.
Great,
And then it poured right afterwards.
No. All right, we got a lot of things to cover because we have 11 races in store for you this afternoon. Of course, the complexion of many other races will change today because of the surface change. But we'll start with our first topic of the day today, which is actually true, a rough intro, which is what Jeff and I had today as well. We're waiting for the changes and the scratches to come through, and then, of course, didn't give us a ton of time to kind of make changes for ourselves. But nothing here in the opener. We're going to stay the same.
The horse that's got the most clever name in the race is an Alberta bred. So there's a hockey player named Leon Draisaitl, okay? He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He's really, really good. He plays with Connor McDavid.
Okay.
So this Alberta bred is named Draisaitl instead of Draisaitl, and is out of a mare named Pond Hockey. So that's kind of cool.
Oh, I see where it comes from now.
So that's kind of a cool name in there. And we've got fillies taking on the boys in this spot as well. And Silver is Beast did not have a great beginning last time out. We'll show it to you right now. Got carried up pretty good. And in fact, there was an inquiry, lengthy inquiry, and it was on the winner, as a matter of fact, right there. I mean, I don't know what the difference is between this, what happened to Pietro the other day.
I know.
Anyway,
that's not our call, Jeff.
Anyway, so now that's a big bump, and then we'll get to the later portion of, actually, let's get to the pan now. We'll show this exactly what materialized here, because we're going just 4.5 furlongs.
Yeah.
So now we're way on the outside in here, and so not only do you get bumped, now you're going to be carried wide. So it's like strike one, strike two, and the worst one of those is by 3/4 of length. And I remember saying to you when we were talking about this, I said, at least I'm just a little bit worried about the horse being short, because all this one's had is a bunch of 3 furlong works.
Right.
Well, guess what? Now we've got this 4.5 furlong race. We've got a 5/8 work in the interim as well. So that's a lot of positive things in here. So this is a good rally in here. Now, this horse here comes back to not run all that well the other day, but Toast the Ghost was moving up significantly in class. So don't hold that against the merit of this particular race.
That's true, yeah.
And we're just running, I think the horse was short going into this race. I really, really do. And I think today the screws will be tightened significantly more, and I'm expecting a thorough performance. But the horse taking early money right now is the inside runner, that being the one from Steve Turkoff's outfits.
Well, that's because of the Borderzar reference now.
Yeah,
this horse
true.
hooked Borderzar, and the first lifetime start was beat 11 lengths. But now we know that Borderzar is a stakes winner. So all of us going towards the 6 in this spot, experience could be the key. And the fact that the horse has come back with a nice 5/8 work in a minute and change on July the 5th. So that'll get us through the opener on the program. So not much changes in the early portions of today's races as far as scratches are concerned. But the next topic that we want to talk about is a troubled trip, and that's going to be in race number 2 on the program. You're talking about this Catherine Day Phillips horse, Just Jacoby.
Yeah, and so this one lost to Sprung Loose last time out, and I really think they were hoping to get on turf because the mare won on turf, and you know, the factor's not bad when it comes to turf horses as well. But the big thing, too, that I kind of like is the fact they get to experiment now with the stretch of and distance in here. So let's watch this horse right now and see what materializes. So we've highlighted this one for you right now on the screen. The pace of this race does get a little bit soft late in the event, but it was kind of soft early on as well, too. So just watch this horse very, very closely, and things are going to get a little bit tight for this poor horse in here. It's going to happen in a matter of moments in here.
I promise.
It is going to happen. It is going to materialize, but the horse does get... Now, I think we're out of horse, too, at this portion of the race, too. But things are going to get a little bit tight coming up here.
Well, the four's kind of smushing them around. And then there,
now they got ducked towards the inside, and now all of a sudden, it gets re-engaged.
Inside, though.
And so it's kind of odd. Like, it looked like the horse was going nowhere, and then all of a sudden comes back on.
Jeff, does that just show you how good the rail is?
Yeah,
sometimes here
does.
at Woodbine as well. You know, you get onto that speed track on the rail, and you're able to move up in the races. That's for sure. So, you know, for me, I kind of like this 5 Trip Aces. I made Trip Aces one of my best bets last time he raced on the 22nd. Now that was the hot day, and Special Session, his stablemate, ended up getting the better of him. So, you know, you get Sahin Savachi back aboard again. You know, you could even look at, say, the 3 horse, which is run away again for Sittard. This is a first-time starter, and oh man, I know you looked up the pedigree on this one. The dam is unraced, but guess who she's a sister to?
Awesome again,
Awesome
and
again,
Macho Uno.
and Macho Uno.
And how many, like, this is so rare to see any Stormcat mares still having progeny racing. Like, they're very, very few and far between, right?
Yep, it's going to be interesting to watch.
I'm taking a shot with the inside horse. This is a total guess with me, but it's the Bolt d'Oro I like. I kind of like the works a little bit in here as well. Ballycroy, they bred Cassim yesterday.
That's right.
So they bred this one. They actually brought this horse down to Kentucky. It was an RNA though for 47,000, so never got to what they wanted. But I don't know if the horse is good enough to win going around 2 turns right off the bat or not, but we're going to find out. If we're going to get a price, today's the day.
Okay, so that will go now at a distance of 1 mile and a 16th. Over we go to race number 4. Now this race changes significantly. Not significant. Listen, they're babies. And like you said, no one's going to scratch a baby out of a grass race because there's a lot of horses here that are first-time starters and they're working on the main track, so they should be fine with racing on it. But I feel a little bummed out for people who are getting excited about racing their horse on the turf, and they're off of the turf here today. But there's going to be plenty more opportunities. Lots of firsters, as mentioned in this race, which will now go 3/4 on the main track. We both kind of landed on the same horse, which is this 2-out Hero. Now, I remember maybe 3-4 weeks ago, I guess, Ernie Perry had put up the Clocker report and said, here's a horse to watch. And it was this one, because we looked him up fast and found out it was a Kevin horse. Surprise, surprise.
Because what was kind of odd to us was the horse was working down in New York and then came up here, and that kind of threw us for a bit of a loop. And is a Warfront out of a mare that did win twice on turf, but was a 4-time winner overall, and this is what I like, 2-time stakes place as a 2-year-old. So she was precocious, so I'm hoping that she's going to pass along her precociousness to this one in here. Super Debonair, I'm not sure what to do with that one. The mare is obviously very, very nice, from the same family as Global Access, who had success here at Woodbine. You've got the Canuck Racing Club represented in here. The only one that's run is the 8th, that being Fire and Wine, who actually took a lot of money first time out, but didn't run very well for whatever reason. And now you get a rider change here today as Zero Ford will take over.
Oh, but Zero can bring in the long shots. I went to Aki as my second spot for Nathan Squires. I've been, kind of in tune with this one as far as the workouts are concerned, and I got a chance to actually see the last work on July the 6th, and it was a nice one.
Yeah, very. You showed it to me, and it was very comfortable move. No real urging, breezy move.
No pushing, going like crazy.
And they tried to sell this one to Keeneland last year, and was an RNA for 70,000. So that was a pretty high RNA set on this horse. I'm not sure how high they went, but obviously the breeders now kept the horse, so hopefully they're able to have some success with this one. So hopefully they like what they had. Well,
race number 4 kicks off the pick 4 for you today, the first pick 4 on the afternoon, as we go over next to the 5th race. And we're going to talk about a horse here who showed us some interesting late kick, and that's Borealis Trail, who goes out for Rachel Halden. But don't forget, Blanco is the reference for Globecrest, who ran second to that one, and you're going to see Blanco on the card today. That's a strong reference for that one as well.
Real good late kick with this horse, so Borealis Trail, and was an FTG on this day. It was the first time gelding as well, and that might have helped out the situation too. They made all the payments up all the way to the King's Plate too. And Special Session, we're going to talk about this horse a little bit later on the program, but I've been chasing Special Session for a long time. I jumped off the bandwagon. He ran a massive race on this day, got a huge fire in the process as well. But the thing that I like about this one too is he can stay the trip. You know, that's not going to be a problem at all. It was his first start in a while. He probably needed the race. The bar is really good second time off the bench as well. You get potentially a good reference with Trip Aces a little bit earlier on in the program as well. So I took a lot of money on that day too, Lisa. This was a horse who lost by 34 lengths first time out and was sent off at 5-2 in this race.
The other interesting thing too, Jeff, is you got a couple of horses who are stretching out to go 2 turns today that are possibly King's Plate contenders?
Bunch of them. You've got
right?
1, 2, 3, 7, 8 all paid up to the King's Plate. Now I'm going to give Super Tuscan another shot in here. I realized the horse was a major disappointment last time out in that Blanco reference that you spoke of, but I just can't get out of my head how well this horse ran last season. And if you get a chance to see this horse, he's a big, big horse.
Right,
he probably
that's
wants
the
2
one
turns.
that they bought privately off Tiller.
Right, and Entourage kept a piece of the horse as well.
Oh boy, he went to visit Globecrest.
Yes.
Oh, that's actually another great shot. Does this man ever get a bad picture with a horse?
No, they love him.
I know. He's got the
They
magic
recognize the
touch.
voice.
Yeah. Oh, he's got such a great day today, Robert. Like, I bet he doesn't know what to do. Today's like the perfect day for him. He's got horse racing and tennis.
And his favorite player just won the first set at Wimbledon, so he's very, very happy.
Oh, yeah, he'll be jumping up and down on the 6th floor today. Next topic comes up in race number, the late pick 4, which will come up for you in race number 8 on today's program. Now, we were originally going to talk about the late pick 5, but the 7th race, just forget about it now. So we'll talk about the 8th race because this almost reads like a stake. Like, this is a really cool little race. We did only just lose 1 horse, and that Sky's Not Falling. Race will now go on the main track, and never surprised, we'll get the support here for Pietro Moran and Kevin Attard looking for back-to-back wins. But how do you discount a Shug McGahee horse coming into Woodbine as well?
And that's Sherlock's Jewel, who 3 starts ago defeated a pretty good horse, and then 2 starts ago defeated Donegal Momentum, who ran very well to come back and win the poker. So that's obviously a great frame of reference. Now you get back onto Lasix. Now the question is the synthetic. Now this one, Sire could run on anything, so that's a bit of a good news situation here. Never surprised. I don't know about the synthetic. Only ran on it once, which is sort of a so-so effort. And you and I, we never like losing with our top picks. However, if Ron's Gizmo wins,
we're good with that.
We're good with that. So I'm going to put Ron's Gizmo on top and see if we can't get all the cookies in here.
Good for you. You know what? We love Ron's Gizmo, and in my mind, like it made a huge impression when we saw Ron's Gizmo going to the winner's circle when he won that first race back of the season. Remember how proud he looked of himself? Just a really cool horse and a money-making machine for his connections as well. So that's the 8th race on the program, which will kick off the late pick 4, because as a reminder, we have 11 races on the card for you today as we go over to race number 9. Now, this is an optional 50, a nominators of 2, going a mile and a 16th. And we're talking about the distance here for some horses who are stretching out to go a little bit longer, but I can't wait to see Blanco. Just on looks alone, this horse is so cool.
This is the race of the day.
Yeah.
I should have sent that picture to Mike. Mike, I'm going to send you a picture and see if you can't get onto the show at some point today.
What
the
is
picture of Blanco was a
it's a baby.
Yeah. I'll send it to
and you'll know why
Mike.
The horse was named Blanco.
But I'll send it to producer Mike, and then we can maybe air it a little bit later on. But Blanco, obviously, the only complaint I have with Blanco is, and it's nitpicking, didn't change leads last time out, but
yeah, and still won.
Still won by 6. One for fun. Pietro goes towards Faber. I find that a little bit intriguing. Like they trying to get Faber towards the plate. It's not why Pietro's going in that one's direction in here. Special Session. Look how much that horse improved last time out speed figure wise. Jumped all the way up to an 84.
Yeah, there's a lot of horses in here too that could be pointed towards the plate. And you know, Twitter, or X as they call it now, can be an interesting source of information because I actually saw a tweet from the Unwellings that said, "Don't discount Faber."
Yeah.
And I think that was a few days ago, maybe when the entries came out. And so I'm not going to. I'll put the horse in the top 3, but I just was so impressed with what I saw from Blanco. And I think, of course, out of this race, a lot of people will start to make their decisions of if they're plate bound or not.
I can't wait for this race. It is going to be so much fun to watch. And it's a big race, as you said, for a lot of horses to try and figure out where you go next. Even for the American breds, you know, you got to try to figure out how good they are as well,
That's
right?
true. That's true. So the 10th race kicks off the late double. The 11th race was going to be a great wagering race if it stayed on the grass, but unfortunately it's not. So we're at 1 mile and a 16th on the main track now. We lost a bunch of horses in here. The 2, the 4, the 6, the 8, the 11, and the 13 are all out. But what's interesting, Jeff, is that, you know, even with all those scratches, I only had to make one change. I mean, a lot of my horses that I liked are good on either surface, so they're fine here today. But yeah, lots of maybe some new handicapping that some people are going to have to do here in this event.
Well, like I made JP Hellish my price play. The horse isn't going to be anything but a price play now, right? Because of the change of the complexion of that race now, and the fact we've got so many scratches. You're not going to get 10 to 1. Instead of price play, we'll call this great off the claim, because that's the way.
How about if we just call it high percentage outfit?
Yeah, because the way this barn's going right now, and the way they're claiming horses, and they're winning right off the bat.
But you know what? Actually, you shouldn't say that they're winning off the bat. A few of the horses that he's won with, Jeff, he's waited the 30 days to bring them back for the same price, and that's what they're doing with this one. He's waited the 30 days. So I think at least 2 winners we've seen so far from him that were horses that he claimed, they waited the 30 days.
And you can make a strong case, too. That last field was really tough. Like Frosted Over, Stake winner, Wyoming Bill, tough one. 6th in that race was Two Way Crossing, who came out of that race to win as well. Now, you landed on Journeyman, and I'm glad that you did, because I kind of thought he ran too well to lose in that most recent race.
Well, there's a couple of things now that make me say I think today's his day, and the first of which would be the reference to Essex Serpent in the comeback race, because he's turned out to be good this season. And then the next one would be that tough dogfight to the wire against Two Way Crossing, which is the Roger Atfield horse that we saw race yesterday on the program. He raced too good to lose, I thought, in the heat back on the 22nd, but he's an older horse. And you have to wonder, you know, maybe what the heat might have taken out of him if it took a little starch out of him.
I just think he really liked the drop getting into 32.
I sure do.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what he liked as well in there. And Philip My Wine, they're going to give it a go there on the main track with that one. I think Awesome Bourbon now moves up with the surface change as well. So, yeah, you really have to change your handicap in there with race number 11.
All right, so that will wrap up the 11 races that we have in store for you this afternoon from Woodbine. We'll take a look at our plays of the day, and we'll start first with you, Jeff.
So my debut threat is 2-Out Hero, and who will be able to save the game and be the 2-Out Hero coming up in race number 4. Super Tuscan is my rebound threat. My price play is not going to be a price play anymore, but we'll stick with JT Hellish, because our graphics operator, poor Laura, she had to change a million things today, and it's her first year with us here at Woodbine, and we want to make sure she comes back, so don't want to make it too stressful on her.
No. Trip Aces is my maiden score horse. I liked the horse last time. I'm going right back again. Globecrest has that good reference to Blanco. That's why I'm going to suggest that one as a possible single for you in the 5th race. I think a great opportunity for Private Label to win in race number 7 on the card, or at least that was what I was thinking in the 7th race when we were going to be on the grass, but I'll stick with him here today, and Blanco is my repeat threat. It's a good-looking gray from the Josie Carroll outfit. Oh, looks like everybody's picks have been scratched except for Ron's. 20-1. Holy
Now, that
smokes.
might have been a pick in his defense for turf, too.
That's true. That's true. So he's going to Mason's Gamble, and that is the DePaulo horse that Jalon Samuel will ride today. He's saying that the horse was stuck in traffic before settling for a 5th place position last start out. We have clocker horses to pass along your way as well. The first one comes up in race number 4, and that's Super Debonair, a Cassie horse. We'll keep our eye on Cassie because, as we pointed out off the top of the show, he's getting really close to the milestone of 4,000 career victories. It would just be cool if he did it here in Toronto instead of somewhere down in the U.S. And then the other one is Super Tuscan, which comes up in race number 5. That's the Safi Joseph horse that you're going to go to.
Yeah, I really want the horse to run well because I think, he's got some presence to him. And I think if he runs well here, he might go to the plate. So fingers crossed.
We have actually a tweet that came out this morning from Ernie Perry with a little extra information.
Oh,
now, you might
like
have to put your
this.
glasses on to read it, but here we go. So this is what he's saying. Horses that have been working really well that are on today's card.
Kamasi, I made it on there. That's the one that I like, that John Ross first came out.
Oh, good. See, doesn't that make you feel good when Ernie says that they've been working really well? Yeah, exactly. Oh, race 9 Faber. We've been talking about that one a little bit too, because it seems like even the Unwellings are tweeting, don't discount this horse, and he's been working really good in the morning as well. 99 Expo shows up for you.
Scratched.
Oh, doesn't.
Yeah.
That one's out.
Yeah.
Poor
Ernie. That's good though. Ernie giving us some bonus clocker info. I like it.
I like any extra help on today's program is very welcome. We got 25 minutes to go before race number 1. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about the Oaks.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
Minutes to go before race number 1 of the program today from Woodbine. We got to bring Robert in, but that's going to be really hard for him to do because we got to tear him away from the tennis.
If we go to him right now, he's got a TV on tennis. I guarantee.
Guaranteed. And he's probably just. How many fingernails have you bitten off watching this game, Robert?
There's a few. It's extremely exciting. It's an amazing game. Two best tennis players in the world, and probably the greatest generation because they are gentlemen. They truly are professionals on and off the court.
Okay, but we need to tear you away for the top 5 Oaks horses.
Yes, of course. I'm ready.
Okay, now you can keep your eye on tennis at the same time. So we're going to work our way backwards, kind of like what David Letterman used to do, you know?
Yeah,
These are the top 5 possible Oaks contenders as touted by Canadian Thoroughbred. And we're going to start first with Innisfree Isle. This is a Catherine Day Phillips horse. Pretty impressive maiden score.
You know what, Robert, what I like about this horse is so many are questionable the distance of the Cassie horses that we know this one can stay the trip.
Well, I agree, and I think one of the keys to being a Woodbine Oaks winner is developing, and I think there's a horse that's definitely showing development.
Good news. Let's go to number 4. Number 4 on the list is No Time. Now, Mark Cassie makes the list.
Show the replay of this
we're doing. Sorry, I was watching tennis. Yeah, so obviously, nice win here for this one. Should probably need to see if we can catch up with Catherine. That wouldn't be a bad idea, and ask her how that one's training leading up to the race. No Time is the Cassie runner, a first of a couple of Cassie horses. You know, what would the Oaks be like without a Cassie runner?
But finished 4th in the Saline, but that's against American competition. And now, Robert, we get to face Canadian breds in here. And, you know, you look at some of the Cassie runners from yesterday, just when you start to doubt them, they come up with big efforts, and maybe No Time can do that.
Yeah, you can never rule out any of the Mark Cassie runners, and they're a force. I think, you know, she's good on She's been good on both surfaces, actually. But I do think that's the key, that she's coming up against locals. But I still think she's a little down on what might need to be done to win the Oaks.
Okay, let's go to number 3 on the list and see what you guys think about this one. This is Revelers Row from the Katerina Vasilieva barn.
The only thing that worries me, Robert, with this one is seasoning. I think the talent's there, but 2 races, can you win the Oaks in your 3rd career start?
You know, she's very talented. I did like what I saw, and I know she was beaten last start by a Mark Cassidy runner, and I do think she is very talented. Yeah, you've got a very good point there, but I do like the way that she's progressed. Katerina has done a great job so far. It wouldn't surprise me.
All right. Number 2 on the list is Aristella. Now, this is a Rachel Halden trainee. We last saw this one in the Fury with a 4th place finish, but she won the Princess Elizabeth as a 2-year-old.
Do you think, Robert, she's come back the same, or do you think maybe they're just trying to get her to peak on Oaks Day?
No, I don't think she's come back as strongly. I don't. I really think she needs to produce a little bit more, and I know Rachel's capable of bringing the best out of her on the day. She's certainly great at targeting the main race. It wouldn't surprise me if she turns it around, but on what she's exposed on her form this campaign, she isn't as powerful as we thought she was last season right now.
And who's number 1 on the Canadian Thoroughbred Top 5 Oaks contenders? It is Shifty. Mark Cassidy sends out this one, possibly. And a nice win for this horse last start out back on May the 11th.
I did not like the rain tactics in the Fury, in that most recent race.
Yeah, they were trying something different.
Yeah, I think, Robert, like the distance is a question mark. I think she guns to the front for as long as she can go.
I agree. I think if she's going to win the Oaks, that's the way to do it. She just has to go out and scorch the field and make them work their way around the track chasing her. Otherwise, I think she'll be in a different predicament. But that's her strength, and she could do it. But, you know, there are others who are not on that top 5 list who are coming into their own, and I just want to mention Workout Affair. She's on the list, and I was so impressed with that really change of style yesterday.
Yeah, that would be unconventional for Chispa to come back
in
on
a week.
7 days.
Yeah.
I wish she would.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you.
We have some horses, though, that have fit the bubble list. So these are some horses that we're not sure if they're going to go, or they, you know, are you going, are you not going? Winterberry's an interesting one on that list. Not a trouble now. I got to say, like, we had talked to Willie going into the race a couple weeks ago when we had the Canadian Day Festival of Racing, and I think he was a little disappointed in how she handled the stretch out.
Yeah, and Love and Poetry was kind of a horse that was following very, very closely, but she laid a bit of a clunker the other day for Sherry DeVos, so she's going to get trying back on track. I think they come. I mean, you only get a chance to face Canadian breds for $500,000 once in your life.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that Love and Poetry does come.
Could be a wide open group, guys, for this year's Oaks. Robert, we're going to let you go back to tennis. So you can go back and watch
What's the score in
that.
that second
What
set?
is it now?
Oh, Sinners.
Oh, I can't say. It's not good.
So Robert's a big Alcaraz fan.
Yes, we know. We all know.
But he's a fan of a gentleman that the Italian is as well. So
Of course.
he just likes Alcaraz more.
Oh, yeah, no. We'll let you get back to tennis. We'll get back to handicapping. We got 18 minutes to go before race number 1.
How many aces will we have today?
Couple, hope. I hope we get a couple home, but it's been some